Hello and welcome everybody to my stream. Well, I know I'm doing one super freaking late. It's like 1 a.m. For some of you, it's probably like 12. For some of you, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning, and you're going, dude, it's like 1 o'clock at night your time. Why the fuck are you still up? Well, I'm going to tell you guys why the hell I'm still up. There's a lot of reasons why I'm still up. We're going to begin with the more logical reason. I'm here to do a midnight review. And I just had to get this out there. I couldn't wait one more day because tomorrow is supposed to be my special day. I got a birthday. I gotta get ready to run on Saturday. I got appointments tomorrow. So, and then it's supposed to be my game day tomorrow, which Castle Crusades have been placed on hold temporarily. I didn't have time to get with people over characters and stuff like that. I have other things going on, so on and so forth. So, here is why we're here. Look at this. Army of Darkness role-playing game. Courtesy of Mr. Sparta Chris. Got this for my birthday. He asked how I would like it. And, a lot of people have always wondered why I never thought to... and he's also in the chat. I guess people have also wondered why I would never thought to use Army of Darkness, as it is a game written specifically for the Evil Dead and Army of Darkness setting. Well, I'm going to tell you why here. Now, this game uses what you call the Unisystem. The Unisystem, and I do love how the company it's Eden Studios. I do love the fact of what they did. They actually pulled off a really good thing. There is like two other books of Army of Darkness, but it's basically, one is Hail to the Queen, baby, and one is The King is Dead, Long Live the Queen. I believe those are what you would call those are like, I think those are either comic books or, oh yeah, those are comic books. So there's those are comic books. Really, when it comes to this from Eden Studios, there really is only one book. This is it, the core book. There are no supplements. But Eden Studios is also the game design company that is responsible for All Flesh Must Be Eaten. And also Angel, the role-playing game, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. We all know Angel was the spin-off from Buffy because it was about her vampire boyfriend who ended up leaving Sunnyvale, and went to Los Angeles. Well, anyway, let's get back to that. So the Eden Studios that made the Unisystem for All Flesh Must Be Eaten, which is a zombie apocalypse game, they wrote this. They were able to get the license for it. So, and I love this. You got a picture of Bruce Campbell with Pex, which he looks nothing like that, but it's like whatever. I think it's a cool design. Love the chainsaw look. So we're gonna get into some things here. I'm not, now, for the sake of people's privacy, I'm not going to share names or screenshots. You can go to drivethrurpg.com and figure it out. Figure it out as much as exactly where things were going. So, for instance, one review for this one, there was also a discussion. I got to log in for more, so I'm going to log in here. Because I want to get everything. So this is why I was deterred from this book. Because, and everybody knows I'm not a big when you use the word shackles, it's like, yeah, no. So, these are reviews that are online. You can look them up yourself, so I'm not exposing anyone's privacy or anything like that. But I am going to sit here and I am going to say something about it. So, so back in October 18th of 2016, which is also weird because I believe that was the same time frame that Bruce Campbell released his Ash versus the Evil Dead. So, this guy's thoughts on it, this is by a guy named Thomas, and his thoughts on it was, the biggest problem with the book is that it shackles you to the Army of Darkness. It strains to convince you that playing the blacksmith would really be fun. Well, the bench just isn't that deep in the setting as it is, as it is with Buffy and Angel. The true highlights are the other time periods, the archetypes, and they mean the potential game. Alright, so the mass combat rules may not sound like much, but I have used Savage Worlds version of them a bit and adapted the Army of Darkness rules to D&D 5e. Okay, honestly, I don't use mass combat rules for any game system. They are usually very well confusing, and I like to center my games around that. So that point alone has really no merit as to why I should not buy this book. I don't also agree with the first bullet point on his thoughts, that it shackles you to the Army of Darkness, because there's actually other time periods that is listed that they do mention. They do focus, yes, a bit around... I mean, I think where he was getting at is that they do focus a bit around the medieval time periods, but they don't, like, shackle you. Like, I don't know. I would not use the word shackle, because you're not shackled to it. You can play a normal Evil Dead game using this. You can adapt a set, you could, this is the core rulebook. You're not shackled to anything with this. It doesn't matter. If you are a gamer, if you're a real gamer, like I have got over almost 20 years into gaming. I would have had more if I could have gotten into it in my teenager years. But if you're really creative, you can make this work. Don't like bondage, or is that just Jace? Alright, so what's another one? The mass combat rules is not that big of a deal. Alright, so the production values on licensed Eden Studios books were always on point, and this is no exception. Everything about the book screams Army of Darkness, from the screen caps to the layouts. I will admit that. Some people hate rule books. They're like textbooks. I don't really see that here. We're going to show off a few things about that in a minute. So, yeah, it was like, this review, personally, kept me away from, buying this book, because I just didn't like some of the thoughts that they had on it, and I was like, well, I could always adapt a D6 system to it. So let's see what other things. And we're not going to go into any of their thoughts on the company. Eden Studios, I have no issues with. I love them as a company. So yeah. So my guess, because they did mention Army of Darkness was a movie, pretty much well wrapped up in a 90 story, 90 minutes. The GM section recommends structuring your game like a season, which Ash vs. the Evil Dead does a nice job demonstrating. I think that's a plus bullet point. And, like I said, I've dealt with the unit system before. I would say that this review kind of came from someone who doesn't really handle that much. We're going to show off a bit of things of why I think it's a better system than I thought it was. Let's look at another review real quick, because I don't want to, expose everything that this person reviewed on it. That's not why we're here. We're not here to say this, so... The one thing that someone did say is, there is an informal tone with the book, and there's really no set of magic rules. Well, there actually, I don't really think that is entirely true either, because there is a magic system, and it's called, it's a skill. We'll go through it. So we're gonna go through this before. So yeah, overall, the game, I believe on Drive-Thru RPG, the game received, I think, 4.5 stars. Let me check. And I'm using Drive-Thru because I don't know where else I can get a review on it. Yes, it's received 4.5 stars. I think one was a 4-star review, one was a 5-star review. So, I mean, they got perfect stars. They definitely got perfect stars. So, I thought there was more than that. Let me see if I can find more reviews here. And like I said, I'm not saying, I'm not sharing these reviews for people to hate these people or anything like that. I just want to point out that that's what deterred me a little bit. That's what deterred me from getting Army of Darkness. I was, I should mention, I did have a friend, the Witch King, was trying to get me in this for years. It doesn't look like there's much of any reviews. Oh, and I found the character sheet finally. I was looking for a character sheet for this, and I was thinking, oh god, I probably have to find one to print off, but nope, got it right here. Character sheet looks kind of nice. So, actually, we're going to probably get moving on to that. Alright, so let's move on to the book. Okay, so, Mr. Spartacus bought this for me. I have to say the shipping, the condition of the book is actually, I would say, good or great condition, which is like, on a scale of 1 to 5, that's like a 3 or 4. I believe there is bad, fair, good, great, and mint. 5 being mint, 1 being bad. It's about a 3 or 4. There's a couple imperfections right here along this binding. However, the spine of the book is perfectly intact. It looked like something that they had trouble gluing on. And there's just a couple imperfections right here. Once again, trouble gluing on, but nothing that will actually hinder the condition of the book. Definitely will have to say it's actually in great condition. So it's definitely a 4 out of 5. 5 would mean it would be in mint, no imperfections, no nothing. It's perfect. I think this is good. I mean, there's a little bit of an issue right down here at the end. Oh, and I just hit my mic with that. Or not my mic, my camera. So a little bit right there, but nothing too bad. I mean, you guys can take a look closer. It looked like just the glue did not settle right in some areas. Other than that, it's not that big of a deal. Not to me. I still give it a 4 out of 5 for that. So let's move this over and start taking a look. Now, when I was opening these pages last night, you will hear a sound. Maybe. Maybe I already ruined it earlier. Yep. So I was flipping through these pages last night, and the sound I kept hearing was the pages for the first time being peeled away from each other. So this book has never been. This book has only been opened by me and no one else. No one's thumbed through it or nothing, because it has that new when you do a print on this type of gloss and you put the book together after this is done through a laser high tech special printing paper and printer. But when you do it with a laser printer and you put your thing together for the first time, like you let the ink cool, and it's like with the laser printer, it's like the ink is a powder that is statically electrified to the paper, and so that's why they call it laser printing. So this paper was making sounds of it being peeled away for the first time. So like they probably didn't let it cool right at first, so that way it kind of was, like it wasn't like stuck together. It just was like being peeled away. Like you could hear like imagine peeling plastic off something. Like you hear this like this opening of something for the first time. So this is pretty much about it. So this does cover stuff from Evil Dead 1, 2, and primarily Army of Darkness. It does talk about stuff from within the first all 3 of the movies. It does primarily focus around Army of Darkness. That's hence the name. But here's the thing: if you did something primarily around Evil Dead, you wouldn't get something like this in here. So I definitely like it. These pages have never been opened until almost just now. I did have to open them previously. Let me see here. I may have to get this light on. My camera may not be having a hard time focusing because I do have a overhead light that maybe... See, this is so glossy, the light is reflecting off of it. And it's casting a perfect shadow. Let me see if I can hit that off, actually. Give me a hot second. Okay, so darker is better. Okay, so this is a bit better. You can actually see it a little bit. So this is actually what the character sheet looks like with Ash. This is Ash, probably during the game of the medieval time period. It talks about the different types of character types you have. So in the Unison system, they usually give you like 3. You can kind of make more if you like an in between character. I don't mind the in between characters. Let me see if I can actually get the whole book here. Here we go. Got my leg a little bit. So the first character type is hero. The second one is so hang on. Yep, I was right. So it's hero, which is right here. Primitive screwheads and experienced hero. So if you're playing a hero starts off with. You guys can hear me. A hero starts off with 20 attribute points, 20 points for qualities and drawbacks. Oh no, I said that wrong. 20 attribute points. That's 20 points you can divvy out between 6 attributes. You get 20 quality points, 10 drawback points you have to spend. Or no, you can only go up to 10. 20 skill points, and you start off with 10 drama points. And we will explain what all that is a little bit later. If you're playing a primitive screwhead, it's 15 attribute points, 10 quality points, up to 10 drawback points, 15 skill points, and 20 drama points. So it differs for each one. And then the experienced hero gets 25 attribute points and quality points, and only up to 10 drawbacks, 40 skill points, and 20 drama points. So you get 6 attributes. Personally, I would go with the weaker one for all my characters. Like, all my players, they get to play the primitive screwheads, especially if we're going to play. So, I would say a hero would be good for an Army of Darkness game, but if you want to play like classic Evil Dead, definitely the primitive screwhead would work. So your 6 attributes are Strength, Dexterity, and Constitution. There's even a chart about how the strength works. Generally, for a character of non-supernatural proportions, your none of your attribute points will exceed 5. Then you got Intelligence, Perception, and Willpower. You get your attribute bonuses, Life Point Table. Life Point Table is between your Strength and your Constitution score. So if you only have 1 Strength and a 1 in Constitution, your Life Points is 18. But if you got like a 3 Strength and a 1 Constitution, it's like 26. And it does vary. So that's how you get life points, qualities and drawbacks. That's like things of your character, like, oh, I'm an artist, or I'm attractive. Our drawback would be I have an adversary. I'm a buff guy, cop, ex-cop. Cop is 5 points quality, and ex-cop is 4-point quality. Good luck, good bad luck, which is 1 point per level quality if it's good luck, and then drawback if it's bad. So some of these are actually both qualities and drawbacks. And this is all how you make characters and stuff like that. And I think I'm flipping 2 pages at one. Nope. 33, 34. These pages are really thick. I love them. They make them very durable. And you even have stuff like in here like magic and stuff. See, that's what I don't understand. There is sort of like a magic system right here. Occult investigator. What else? I think there is something about magic. No, maybe not. Well, let's get to the skills. All right. So occultism, forbidden knowledge of the black arts and stuff that you only find outlawed. So basically, if you were one of the dark ones, or like Ruby per se, her occultism would be pretty much up. And then if magic didn't fit there, that's why we have wild card skill. So it kind of gives you the ability of, okay, so you have all these skills, you have points and all these skills, right? And then suddenly you want to do something that doesn't fit none of these skills. That's what the wild card is for. The wild card skill takes and absorbs all the other skills. Takes and absorbs all the, like, a potential skill or situation that, a potential skill that applies to a situation, but you don't have it on your character sheet. That's when you would roll for your wild card. So it's like, unlike some games which list skills for use rope and intuitive direction, the unit system concentrates on things you'll actually use. So not very revolutionary, but basically, if you're not going to wield a sword, which would be going medieval, that's actually what they call that skill. So if you want to wield a sword, it's called going medieval. If you really want to do something and it doesn't fit on any of these other skills, this is the one you roll. Other than that, sports, science, all the other stuff. Mr. Fix-It, that's a repair skill. Kung Fu and Gun Fu. So, and okay, so drama points are basically like fate points. If you ever play Fate, or other types of points that actually allows you as a player to shape the outcome. Like, say you failed by 1 success level, and you need like 2 points to get to the success level to meet it, but you want to spend 4 points to make sure you beat it by 1 success level. That's where drama points come in at. And no, those don't actually refill, I don't think, either. So in the Army of Darkness, we simulate this with drama point. Okay, so sometimes a character needs to succeed at something, no matter what the odds are against. Is a movie or TV show, the script writer just decides that the character succeeds, period. In the Army of Darkness, we simulate that with drama points. Your character gets a bonus to his chances. Think of it as the universe lending a helping hand. The impossible shot of the target to the catapult, blah, 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 blah. All the crazy things are possible, and the character starts with a set amount of drama points with each character type. And this is more covered in Chapter 3, Ash Rules. That sounds like Bruce Campbell right there. This is the part I like. So you have an archaeologist, which starts off as pretty much screwhead. You could actually play this archetype, and it actually gives you a bit of background on the archaeologist, and then role-playing the archaeologist. And it does that for a few others. It's not just a folk hero. This one's my thing. Game designer. Someone put in a game designer for RPG games, and as you notice, the shirt says "All flesh must be eaten." That is because that is the original game that this system was actually built for. Gladiator, gunslinger. I like the gunslinger, especially the fact that it's a woman. Hollywood Dick. This reminds me of Spartacus right here. Night Stalker. But yeah, he looks like a priest. That looks pretty good. Let's see. Race car driver. So as you notice, their levels are different. A couple of these archetypes are heroes. Some of them are primitive screwheads. Is Troublemaker going to need... Is Troublemaker going to need bed dressing up? Night Stalker. Night Stalker. I don't know what the hell. Yeah, okay. Rollerballer. That looks dangerous as ever. A Viking. And then here we got a couple write-ups. Ashley J. Williams, Lord Arthur. You guys remember who they are from the movie? We have Duke Henry the Red. Sheila. I think this is more or less going to simulate more of Evil Dead, the video game. The Blacksmith, which he was in several of the freaking scenes, but he never got a name, nor did he talk. His biggest thing was grunting and charging. Archer Captain. And then Ash Rules. I love it when they send him down to the pit. So this basically, so in this chapter, we basically get the basics of the game, and so easy. So easy. So you roll a d20 plus an attribute, and then if you have a skill associated, it's so you roll a d10, add your attribute score and your skill score. All right, and then if you don't have a skill that goes towards it, it's just straight up attribute. Basic success is 9, and all that is set by the GM. Success table, which is also on a character sheet. So, I'm tired. What do you expect? You have tomorrow off, so I don't want to hear it. I know you got Friday off. Many different things. And then the quick sheet. The quick sheet. I like this. So this is basically you bringing in the NPCs. We got the wise man right here, which for some freaking reason we never got a name for him. We just call him wise man. Alright, so there's a jump table, fear test table, a panic table, which also brings that up. Total terror. The character is not in control of his actions. He may lose his lunch, wet his pants, gain a white streak of hair, pass out, or something equally embarrassing. I would say if you go into a full panic and you're not in control, the first time a hero sees a skeleton or something icky. I would say that this table will become useful if you're trying to play an Evil Dead one. So, yeah, definitely. Evil Dead game with less Army of Darkness in it. You could definitely like create a setting around this just from the first few couple movies. That's why I said, there's a lot in it. But of course, then again, I know the Unisystem because I used to run All Flesh Must Be Eaten before I knew about this game existence. So, all right, feint, dodge, basic things. Basic combat, basic gun rules, crossbow rules. We don't want to. Okay, earning drama points. Once a player spends his drama points, they are gone for good. To get more, he is going to have to work for them. Fortunately, they can be obtained in a number of ways. Ooh, let's see which ways. Spending drama points, what you can do to spend them. Experience points, one-liners, stuff that you can... Oh, experience points. When you gain experience points and you want to gain back drama points, you can spend a certain number of experience points to gain them back. Heroic acts, one-liners, coming up with something good. Think of this as like a movie. Skill improvement. Old skill level 0. New skill level 1, 5 points. Old skill level 0. I'm wondering something. See, that's confusing because, like, so if you go from 0 to 1, that's 5 points. From 1 to 2, that's 4 points. So do you add them together? What if you want to go from 0 to 5? It says that's like from 4 to 5, that's 10 points. I know if you want to go from 0 to 1, if you want to jump from like 0 to 5, that's like 5. You got to add all the points up. Attribute improvement table as well. And this is what happens when you got more than a season. How combat turns work, leading to the front. Oh, this is the battle system. The battle system. I'm definitely gonna have to read this. And then Chapter 5, the Director's Cut. So, the Director's Cut is the GM section. This is definitely chock full of information. Medieval England, Hail to the King. These are different things that you could do. So, time and place. So this does talk about many different ways that you could make a setting and stuff like that. So these are very good, very good. We're not going to go too much into this too much because this is mostly GM stuff. How to come up with bad guys, plots and subplots. So it said, oh, ooh, you almost probably could have heard that. This is my most favorite. Chapter 6 talks about the lands of darkness. So it does do the circa England, such as the King of England, Arthur's Realm. Let's see what else we have here, because like it does primarily go with the Evil Dead setting. However, or not the Evil Dead, the Army of Darkness. But flip to so this is like the Arthurian realm. Shows that Ash landed here and then shows all the different locations. But that's not even the best part of this. Flying Books, Demon Head, the Watcher in the Woods, which I'm assuming is that like ghost thingy. It's not what I want. Deadites. Or Deadite Skeletons. Evil Sheila. Oh, God, where is it? Oh, yes, casting spells. So there is a small system here. Haha. So, yeah. It's not very big. I mean, the thing is, Evil Dead and Army of Darkness, think of it like Call of Cthulhu. Yeah, casting spells is great, but it comes at a huge price. That's basically what this is. They are actually, I think that's why, you can't always cast Fireball and stuff like that. Where the hell is it? I am trying to find, if you're wondering what I'm looking for, in this one it actually talks about many different time periods. Worlds of Darkness. Maybe this is right. Not the land, the world. Alright, so in this one it does talk about Mesopotamia, the Bronze Age, Kandar, Strange Temple, which even has... Now see, this is not something that ever has popped up in anything. The Dark One. So, or is that a Dark One? Cultist. Hard to say. So the Dark Ones, if you guys notice, from Ash vs. the Evil Dead, the Dark Ones were actually the bad guys that were so strong that they killed Ruby and... Oh yeah, can check the index. Oh yeah. And that could, easily kill Ruby. Those are the guys in cloaks. Also, these are like the three guys that always seem to, like, at the end when you get the missing pages, the Kandarian dagger, and the book to put the missing pages in. These are the last three guys that Chris and I always take on and, eventually either die or lose. Okay. Undead crocodiles, Sumerian gods. And this is like, okay, so tree things and then young Watcher in the Woods. A young version of it. So this is, alright, so getting wood. I like that. So in this section here, okay, so a typical soldier that is actually a hero from, like, say, World War I. This section here actually talks about the many different places that you could go, such as Germany. You could go to many different locations and things, and it gives you a bunch of ideas. Berlin. It just talks about some good stuff here. There's even werewolves. didn't think there was ever werewolves in Ash, but Nazis. Basically, you could do like the Bronze Age. You could do the Atomic Age. You could do World War I, World War II. Many different time periods that you could actually look into that evil could have actually went and traveled with. That's the one thing I like, is it does get in that. You just got to slow it down. And then this is gear. Bunch of gear, bunch of NPCs. I believe this is actually... Chapter 8 is the last one. Once more unto the breach. And then this is just showing us the wrap-up. Evils are us. Nothing too major. Stuff to actually look into. And Evil Ash. Oh, and this is one thing I do like about this book is you get a... Okay, so you went through all that book for character creation. Let's say you want to... Let's say for me, when I do character creation with my people, with my players, I won't be looking through the book necessarily, because they have all of that stuff like near the end, right here. Like I could set like all three of the classes: hero, primitive, primitive screwhead, and experienced hero, all right here, all within a few things. How magic works and all that good stuff. So yeah, actually it says something right here about that. Then again, you may not... Okay, so magic in Army of Darkness is usually reserved for the bad guys. Working with the secrets of the Necronomicon, cast members, spell slingers don't exist. If they did, they would be fairly limited and beholding the dark forces. Then again, you may not like that much. In case spellcasters of all stripes can be introduced using the open-minded cinematic magic rules and the Buffy or Angel RPGs. I may have to actually get those next. Ooh, heard a cricking from the page. Yep. I haven't really been through this whole book yet. This is the first time, so you can hear the creakings a little bit. So, but basically this tells you how to put it all together in only a few short pages. Gives you all the tables from the book. All in, like, the last final pages. I actually love that. And, of course, our index. But that's not why we came back here. We came back here for... Oh, not that. Not that. Although, probably going to pick up a few of these myself. Not that either. This is what I came back here for. The famous, which doesn't look like they glued it to... Well... Yeah, they look like they glued it about halfway up. On accident, so... Which does happen sometimes. So, the character sheet. But I can find it on the internet, so it's all good. That's why having a character sheet sometimes is bad in the books. So, booyah. So, I know we didn't go too much into this, and I didn't go into too much explaining, because I don't like flipping through too many pages and then giving you guys too much information to where you can basically use my video as a way of doing everything yourself. Yep, that's not what my stuff is for. So, overall, I honestly was kind of bummed out that I never did pick up Army of Darkness. I will be using this as a way to form... probably meld my setting using this rule set. The Unisys system, which means we're going to get Jason, Freddy, and all those other bad guys. Guess I'm going to figure out how to do all that. So, overall, I definitely got to say, I do like the Unisys system. It's not perfect, but I do give it, a 9 out of 10. Definitely just 9 out of 10 overall. This book has actually been very well placed. It leaves a lot to be desired, or not a lot to be desired. It leaves a lot open, I should say. for the GM to actually take and form his own like ideas from it. So I would say 9 out of 10 easily. If I had to judge it a bit more fairly as a fan of not of Army of Darkness, I'd have to say 8 out of 10. Regardless of which, definitely highly recommend to look into. Don't let the reviews stray you. It is definitely worth something that you could go and, hey, I could actually fix that, or I could do it like this or like this. So I will be definitely getting into this, and I will be running this game in the future. And I'm probably going to go deviate from my D6 version of Evil Dead and go straight for Army of Darkness completely. Which means magic is coming out. That's right, magic is mostly reserved for the bad guys. So, alright, well that's everything I have at this time. We did get a good 45-minute video out of this, and it is late where I'm at. So, yeah, this book is we're definitely going to be doing it. I think I'm going to get the whole 540 crew together and have them jump in, and it's going to be 540 versus the Army of Darkness. That's how I'm going to word it. Maybe we should do something. Maybe I'm going to probably try and collab with Jace and Chris a little bit. Get them going, on that, and maybe get some other teams together and see who does better. See who survives the Army of Darkness better. And we're gonna play like in modern day, probably like, I don't know, the horrors of Precinct 13, and the Deadites are attacking a bunch of like people who are in the precinct. You could have like different type of archetypes. And I'm probably gonna start with primitive screwheads, because you're not gonna be a hero or an experienced hero when you're first taking on Deadites. So a lot of things to actually look forward to. I'm actually going to be rereading the book. I did read the book earlier. I've pretty much thumbed through that earlier. I just could not get enough of it. I've had this book for 2 days now, and then ever since I got it, I have not been able to put it down too easily. Hell, I've been reading it inside my bed. So, all right, well, everyone, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. There will be more. This is called the Special Set 1. Army of Darkness RPG / Evil Dead, or vice versa. I think I'm going to be doing a review on the videos and stuff like that, and going from there. So other than that, you guys have a great and wonderful day, and thank you for tuning in. And remember to work hard, play hard, game on, everybody. My famous Tabletop Junkie salute. Have a great and wonderful night.